hello, and thank y'all for tuning in. We're having some technical difficulties. I might have to like change my internet provider because we on my phone right now. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me introduce you to my guest, Coach Ralph. I've known for 2 years.
Yep, a couple of
Two
years.
years now. Um, did Nas do a flag?
I
Yes,
hope
last
so.
year was his first year.
No, last year was the second year.
Was it?
Yeah, because remember Mo and you were going to help the first year.
Oh, horrible memory. I had to
Yeah.
tell people I have a horrible. So then
Yeah.
this will be his third year.
Yep.
So this is the boss man on the field
And Naz will be the quarterback.
this year. That's how you were able to wrangle him back
That's
in
right.
to do
That's right.
flag.
Marketing is everything.
Oh, but yeah, no, this is Coach Ralph. I decided to do per se my Father's Day recap edition. You have kids?
Yeah, three of them.
You have 3 kids?
Yeah, they're all out
From
west though.
West? What do you mean West?
One-
Like West Side
No,
or
Dan
like?
lives in Seattle. Patrick lives in Jackson Hole, and Carrie lives in Las Vegas.
Oh, they West
So,
West.
west.
They're West Side for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, but we got cool places to visit. So
Seattle. How's Seattle? I always wanted to go to
nice
Seattle.
place to visit.
Not live. Did you ever move there?
It would be no.
I heard it rains a lot.
It's actually beautiful a lot of the time, but yeah, there's just other.
I don't know.
other
I would
issues.
never move to Vegas. That's like a party.
Yeah.
A party place. Did you always live here? Like
Yeah,
in
I've
Chicago,
been in Elk
Illinois?
Grove since 1972.
Boy, you've been living here longer than I've been alive. You was here when it was a farmland.
There was some farmland.
There was some farmland. Oh my God. As you see, I'm on my phone real quick. I'm just trying to share. So I'm gonna ask you guys to share the goodness with your peoples. But yeah, I actually ran into Ralph after a football because he's on the football board. On the football meeting, we met at coaches. And just all of a sudden, he was just like, "Hey, I caught like you should try venison or some meat." I didn't even know. I had to go home and Google what the hell venison was. I'm like, what is this man trying to put in my mouth? Ew. But then I read it was deer.
Yeah, it's
So-
delicious. So we're actually a little bit. There was a little bit of miscommunication on my part. I thought we were going to be cooking.
At the hair salon.
Yeah, I didn't know it was the hair salon until today. So I thought we were going to be cooking. So I was ready to do Parmesan crusted venison, which now you're going to have to come over to my house. one of these days.
Hey,
We'll get
you
some.
invite me over for some food.
But I did bring venison sticks, which are
So is
Mom
like
and
deer
Naz will love
meat
it.
big out here in Illinois? I don't really, or is it just a?
well, you can.
Is it like a delicate
They don't sell it.
delicatessen?
No, it's good. It's just a very lean meat.
Contains milk. It's a lean meat. You get that's like eating Bambi.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
what I told my
delicious
kids.
Bambi, though.
I was like, Ralph is cooking Bambi.
Mm-hmm.
Naz was like, what?
Well, here's the thing. I think the insurance industry is like the number one supporter of deer hunting because they have to pay out so much money in claims to idiot
when you get a deer
running
hits
into
you?
cars. Yeah.
Now,
So-
do you go hunting?
Yeah.
You hunt
Mhm.
and actually shoot them and
Yep.
and you like
Do
do
the
all the
field
stuff that I
dressing.
see
Yeah.
on TV.
No, it's stuff you wouldn't see on TV. They don't show all
Well,
that.
I mean, like the general.
Yeah.
Like I see them like, bah,
Well,
and they pull off stuff
yeah.
and
the worst part is I'm getting older and it seems like every time I get a deer, it falls down a hill and then I got to drag him back up and
are those things like
heavy.
heavy as hell?
Yeah,
It's like carrying a
Yeah.
drunk fat person.
yeah, up a hill
How
in the snow with no shoes on.
did you get into hunting? Like, how is that?
Family. And
That's
my-
a white
my
people sport.
dad.
I swear to God. See, look, y'all, I am multicultural. I got a white man on my show today, okay? It ain't all just about black and brown. I feel he cool though. He cool. Like if he can deal with me as I'm so to explain a little bit, I became your assistant coach last year.
Yeah, and you should have been here before that too, but I was panicking.
I thought you just wanted to keep your little
Well, yeah, we had
people.
3 people, and I'm like, I
The
don't
more
want to
the
add a fourth
merrier.
one. And now I learned last year with you, Pat, and that wasn't even enough. Sometimes.
Yeah. That mommy voice came out a few times. Everybody was like, whoa.
Yeah, she was bad cop. I was good cop most of the time.
So. Yeah, I don't have a problem with being the mean one, though.
No.
But they don't kids like it, though.
Yeah, you were mean with a heart, so that's a good
so, especially like the end of the year. You were like, oh, I'm going to miss all of you guys. I'm like, I'm not. I will not miss none of you little motherfuckers. And they're like, yeah. I don't know. You be mean to these children and they still love you.
Yeah.
It's nice seeing them. Like now that we're about to wrap up baseball, and I see some of the kids, and they're like, "Hey, coach." I'm like, "I'm Jess right now. You ain't gotta call me coach till later." Yeah. And my son was like, "You will always be a coach. Yeah. It doesn't matter the season. As long as they see you, you will always be a coach." So let's get back into this hunting because I see that in movies. Like people in my family, we don't hunt. Mm-hmm. We don't. That again, that's a white people sport. Like I think, like skiing and like anything in the snow is that European blood in you.
Yeah.
Because I've never been around. And then, granted, that now these new Latin and up and coming thing. Back in my day, when we talked about vacation, it's never to be like, oh, let's go to Colorado and hit them slopes. What? Yeah. We want to be on the beach and sun and.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like usually that culture likes to do hunt, like they think hunting is fun.
It's a different. All right, so the hunting part, the being there part is the fun part. Because you get out in the woods and you can't see a thing. It's pitch black. And you get out, you sit up in a stand, and you're trying to be completely quiet. You're just trying to fold into the environment. And then slowly colors start seeping into the world. And you don't hear a noise either. There's nothing moving. And then you see like a yellow leaf will pop up out of nowhere, and then a green thing, and then a red thing, and then the birds start chirping and the squirrels start running around and the deer start moving through, and it's magical.
I would be a horrible hunter.
Here's the problem. Yeah, being quiet.
Yeah, I would be. And then if you tell me a yellow leaf, pow, a green pow, I would be so. You talking about being in the dark, and then all of a sudden you see shit moving.
Yeah,
I would be a horrible. And then you want me to drink too? Do you drink?
But no, you can't.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean that would be a big no-no. Afterwards, yeah, that's when you go back and tell stories about
and
all
celebrate.
The stuff that you saw and did.
Yeah, I mean, just you said being quiet. I was like, oh, not for me.
Well, see, then you'd like ice fishing because you can make all the noise you want.
Did you hear ice before the fishing?
Yeah.
I already so a lot of my family does do fish. They do fishing and stuff. And I was like, oh, how are you guys out there for like hours? Wow. And you come back with like nothing. And they're like, it's the experience and just to hang out.
Don't come out with nothing.
They do. Or they might come with a little fish.
Yeah, they gotta come with me. I'll take them fishing in Lake Michigan, catch some salmon.
I don't know.
It's good eating.
I can't. I mean, I think I've gone with them. So I shut up. I put my money where my mouth was, and I shut up and I went fishing. And I will say, like, just sitting there bullshitting, that's something I can do. Right. And the 4 hours go by quick. 5 hours go by quick. I'm like, oh, damn. And then now I'm drunk. But just the whole, that part is okay. What do you call that?
Casting.
Yeah. So when you cast.
You like
that part I'm okay with, I think. They don't go that far, but.
Well, there's also trolling, which is you just put the rods out, put the lures out and just take a ride.
Oh.
And that's fun because I usually have people playing cards up in front or.
On a boat?
Mm-hmm.
You play cards on a boat?
Yeah. Yeah. Got a little table set up in front and they play cards.
But if you're moving, wouldn't the cards like go everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
You got to hold your cards close, So. I thought we were going to talk about football.
We are, but I just, you brought up
Yeah.
deer, and I'm just trying to understand.
Oh, there is one other thing about deer hunting I was going to mention too that is a little bit off-putting. Sometimes, most of the time I'm up in a tree in a stand. Sometimes they get on.
And then you have to climb up a tree.
Yeah, every morning, and then down, which is even harder. But sometimes they get in a ground blind.
But
Like,
that would be
yeah, well,
me.
gravity works, so, and it's not my friend.
Oh my god!
But there's a ground blind. It's like a little tent that you get in. And I was in one year, and I was underneath a tree. Do you think turkeys can fly?
No,
they can.
They can?
Yes.
Oh,
And
I didn't
so
think they could.
yeah, they'll go like 20, 30 feet up into a tree, and the problem then is in the morning, just as the sun starts coming up, they're coming down.
Oh.
And if you're in a little paper thin tent right underneath the tree they're in, it's like somebody throwing bowling balls down at you.
Oh my
That was a little
god!
scary.
Have you killed a turkey before?
Yeah.
So what have you killed? Just deer and turkey and
Pheasant,
that's a bird.
quail,
That's a duck.
rabbits.
Like there's a whole bunch all over Elk Grove
Yeah, mostly anything you saw in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Like,
that you've killed.
no, not really.
Do you
I don't
keep the
call-
head?
No,
It's not
no,
hanging in your house.
It literally. I will never kill anything, fishing or hunting, that I won't eat.
Oh, but don't they eat them? I mean, they're deer head. What do you do with the deer head? You eat that too?
No, they keep it.
I don't
I
know.
don't want that stuff on. Here's the thing, man. I know a lot of people like to have the trophies and everything, but they look at you. It just feels like so.
I ate you. I don't want to look at you. You
Yeah.
feel guilty?
Yeah,
Motherfucker, you see what you did to me? I'm on your wall right now.
yeah.
Oh.
So we're gonna probably get picketed by PETA now.
No. I mean it's life. But you're doing it, but you're eating it. You're not just doing it for sport.
Right. And I know people that do.
I
and
mean
I'm
it
not trying
is
to run them
ish,
down,
but
I'm
not.
saying,
But I mean you're using the meat.
right. Just for
You know
me,
what I'm saying? It's not like you're just shooting them to just not.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, I shot a bunny. Like, no. Like not in like what's going on in Chicago, people just killing humans for fucking sport.
And very rarely do they mount the heads on the wall. So
They should start. That'll really. I said that not too long ago when those kids had killed that Chicago police officer, and I was just like, and I know they're locked up, and now when then they had the funerals and stuff, I'm like, they should have them there front and center, so they can see what their actions did to these people, because that shit's fucked up.
And that is, it's just a shame that that we're in a society where that happens far too often.
No.
So.
Oy. Okay. Well, going back to food. So since he was bringing me venison, I was actually gonna bring you lengua, but I ran out of time of usual. My time is. So my mom just came back from Mexico, and we have in Mexico. So they look like quesadillas. You know what a quesadilla is?
Mm-hmm.
But they're called enchiladas potosinas. So they're usually.
Potosinas, is that the
So we're from San Luis Potosí.
Okay.
So, but again, so you can try it. I didn't do all the fixings, y'all. I'm sorry. Look, I ran out of time today. But sometimes some people think they're spicy. There's just cheese. They put like the tortilla. They put the chili in the tortilla masa, and then they put it with cheese, and then you kind of like lightly fry it, and then that's it. But you can put salsa. You can put sour cream. We normally eat it with like a side of pan-fried potatoes and carrots.
Mm-hmm.
But some people think it's spicy. I don't think it's spicy.
No.
It just has like a kick or flavor.
Little wing, but they're delicious.
They're so good. My mother came back with like 6 packages.
Oh yeah.
Bernice
So these are smuggled in. Ish.
They were in her luggage.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we can't. Well, unless you make them, but you can't buy them here.
So good.
So I bought you some since you were bringing me deer.
Yeah, but then I ended up just bringing you sticks. So we actually have back straps here. I could cook them, but I think we decided that we were going to run out of time.
He done brought his ninja. So this man then called me and was like, "Do you have a broiler there?" I'm like, "Ralph, it's a hair salon." He's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "He had a moment there." That was a senior moment.
I actually first said, "Should I bring a pan?" And you said, "For what?"
I was like, "What is this? What is he talking?" I'm like, "A pan to put the food in? Like what?" And I was like, "No, it should have been cooked already." And then this man brought his whole ninja. But then it's like, since we were having technical difficulties, he's like, "Oh man, this is off to a bad start. Should we even try it?" I'm like, "Man, that whole pot might go to fucking fire the way that it's working out right now."
Blow the whole salon
Jesus Christ. You know what?
It'd be a hell of an ending, though, wouldn't it?
It would be. I'd be like, "Fucking white people. Look what happened. Look what happened to my show. The one white man I have on my show. Look what happened." And I tore my shit up.
I am honored to have broken the color barrier here.
Yeah, see, I'm multicultural over here. Because you know what? I have some customers, right? So Elko Village, a lot of my customers are a Caucasian. And I have one that voiced it like, "Well, look, Jess, I know you're Spanish and I know you like black men or whatever, but I'm like, no, I'm just about the people in Chicago, you know, like that's where I'm from. Because who the fuck needs help out here in fucking Elk Grove Village?" So
well,
I go,
people, but yeah.
But you know what I mean. So then she was just like, "Well, why don't you have any white people on there?" I'm like, "Well, I don't like not, I guess." And then she was just like, "Well, I'm just saying." I'm like, "Well, I'm not against it. But what are they going to talk about?"
Fishing and hunting
and snowing and ice fishing.
Ice fishing is my favorite.
Where do you go ice fishing?
On ice, on a lake.
But like local?
No, a lot of times like up along 94 where it goes through Wisconsin from Milwaukee to Madison. There's probably 1,000 lakes up there, and we go quite a bit.
So you go where it's cold.
Yeah,
that's cold.
Well, you need cold.
Well, yeah, of course, for ice, and then you're gonna be on the water. So is it like TV? Because I seen it on TV where they like dig a hole.
Yeah, you drill a bunch of holes and then you stand.
Have you ever fallen in one?
No, but because I've got a very simple rule. I will literally stand at the side of the ice and look for somebody fatter than I am. And if I see somebody fatter than I am, I'll go on.
So is there a lot of people doing this shit?
Yeah, fortunately, a lot of people fatter than me, so that's good.
Are they all white? I told you. It's not. I need people to let me know, like who. People of melanin color would go ice fishing.
Well, even better question than that: who would do anything I've talked about in the last 20 minutes?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, some people might be interested in hunting.
Yeah.
That is not. But I think it's a good per se trade. Like I see that as a trade. Like
it's a good way to get outside. That's for sure.
It's a good way to get outside. But I think it's like so. That's one thing I will say I admire in regards to like people in the country, regardless if it's white, black, whatever. Like people in the country do country shit, you know, and they do country shit with their kids. So I'm pretty sure if you go down south, black folks out there go hunting and all of that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not common up here.
I'm going to say this, and I'm not trying to be, I don't know what's the word for it, smarmy, condescending, idiot. I don't really notice. Like I'm probably now going to go out there and look.
Why? Because I know they fucking just.
What color are you?
No, but that's a good way of doing it. To each their own. In regards to the hunting and whatever, yeah. No, I mean I like the fact that you don't look at that because it's really not.
Yeah, I mean it's
who cares, irrelevant. You know. But I don't know nobody that does that shit.
I will say this
but you will notice though. You're gonna be like,
I don't want to notice that though.
No, but to me, I don't look at it as a racial like stigma or thing. But there is the facts is there's some white people shit and there's some Spanish people shit and there's some black people shit. I I said, look, being out here in Elk Grove. So I'm gonna tell you this story really quick. So being out here in Elk Grove, and it's new to me. Like my kids are all accustomed to Elk Grove. Everything's fine, whatever, cool. But me, I revert back to being back in Chicago, being back to my bringing, and all of this is like new to me.
Yeah.
So Mo was on travel baseball, and we went down to Myrtle Beach. And they had a school of fish. I think I might have told the story before, but I don't know. There was a school of fish. Everybody was like, oh my God, there's sharks in the water. And there's a school of fish going. So we had an ocean view. So I looked outside and you just see this black, like, shadow in the water moving. So I said, they were like, and people were running to the beach to go watch this shit. And I go, well, let's go see. So I go down there and I'm looking. And yeah, there was a school of fish. And there was literally baby sharks, or the littler sharks, right? Like 4 feet from where we were standing. And I was just like, oh my God. And they're following the fish. So it went down that way. And then it came back this way. And it's like, as soon as they passed, people were running back into the water.
Yeah.
Guess which people were running back into the water?
That was the white people. But so, I will say this: I have a rational fear of sharks.
Mm.
So if I saw one swimming around, I'm probably not going.
No. So then I was looking, and I was just like, oh my God. So then I looked at some of the parents that were on the team, because they kept saying, come on, Jess, get in the water. And I would only get in the water like thighs, because with all the waves, it comes up and down and up and down. But they were like in the neck.
Yeah, no.
And I was just like, oh no, like, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna go. I'm chicken. I feel like something's gonna bite me. There was jellyfish in the water too. Yeah. I did get stung by a jellyfish down in Miami.
Scared of them too.
I got stung in my arm.
Somebody pee on you?
Luckily, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Thank God, because my cousin was ready. She's like, "You need me to pee on you?" I'm like, "You sounded too happy." You think so?
I don't think that even works. I think just some sadistic
jackass I need to know.
Said, if I pee on you, this thing will go away.
It might have been R. Kelly.
And then made a bet with somebody else that said, I bet I can pee on them, and they're not going to say anything.
You never know. I wonder. I'm going to look. Now I have to Google it.
I don't know if it works or not, but I'm not letting anybody pee on me. And
it depends on how hard. It depends on how hurtful it is.
Well, yeah, but the safeguard is I don't go where jellyfish are. So
they were in the ocean.
Yeah, so I don't go in there when there's jellyfish.
Well, that's what I was telling the other parents. I'm like, and you guys wanted me to go in the water now. They're like, oh yeah, we will once the lifeguard says it's okay. I'm like,
oh, another plug for ice fishing: 0 jellyfish, 0 sharks.
But it's cold.
That's why.
Don't your toes get cold and like?
Yeah. Then you go sit in the bar and warm up.
Oh, you'll find me at the bar.
Yeah.
I won't. I know. No, but no. I like fishing in itself. Like, and then like we have this camping place in Sublette, Illinois. It's Woodhaven Lakes.
Where is it?
Woodhaven Lakes. It's west in Sublette by.
Okay.
Mendota.
It's close. Yeah. I think we go by it.
Hey, Chrissy. So we have a camping place there, and the kids all wanted to go fishing. I had no fishing license, and I'm like, let's just take pieces of hot dog. We had the fishing poles. So I was like, you guys better not catch a fish, because then there's going to be a fish swimming down the stream with a hook in its mouth, because I'm not pulling it out. Luckily, we did not catch a fish. No.
Well, so just so you know, the goal of going fishing is to catch a fish.
Yeah.
Just for
I understand
reference.
that. I don't want to catch the fish.
Okay.
Well, now if I'm with like there's people like you and people who like fishing. If I catch something, I'm gonna be like, here, do your thing, not me.
Well, all right. So my daughter actually was the one that took the hooks out for everybody. So she was cool with it. She put the worms on the hook. And
like my nephews like fishing. They still like fishing. My son went fishing this last time we went with his friend. We're just not. Yeah. Naz, I don't think, has the patience to sit and fish.
Or he's got the wrong energy.
No, completely. Like he was throwing rocks. in the water when he went fishing with the boys.
Yeah.
He was sitting there throwing rocks, and it was like, stop, you're gonna like scare the fish away. But then people all around them were catching fish. And he was like, what the fuck, man? Literally like 5 feet away from him, and they were catching fish. And so about an hour later, they'll pick us up, man. We're not catching nothing. I was like, y'all get really mad about this not catching no fish. It's not my thing. I'll go and accompany people, but I won't partake. Now I do want to try that like big fishing, like what they do in like Florida and all of that stuff,
ocean,
and the big fishes.
See, that's what I'm not a big fan of that one because I won't eat most of what they're catching, like the marlin and the swordfish and stuff like that. I won't eat it. I don't want to eat it.
Oh, it's not good.
So, no, but if you go like you drift those reefs and stuff out there offshore, you can catch all kind. You don't even know what you're coming up with every time. It's just one.
The ocean scares the shit out of me. No.
Yeah, it's a scary place. But I'm talking about in a boat now.
Still. Like we went down to Miami. My cousin wanted to go on the jet skis. Mm-hmm. And at first I was like, okay. Then we went on a boat ride. And there was a shark like right there. And I'm like, yeah, nope, not going to happen. I'm like, maybe in a lake, I'll do it. Like Lake Michigan or some shit. Yeah. Might only find the body or something.
I think they found a shark in Lake Michigan somewhere up north.
You can't.
Yeah. I know
don't they need salt water?
You'd have to Google it. Yeah, that's what I thought too, but somebody found one. I'm guessing somebody dropped one in there or whatever. And it probably would have died if they hadn't found it. I don't know.
Was it like, it can't be Chicago, Lake Michigan?
No, it was up north.
So deer meat.
It's really, really good.
I heard is it lean? Is it fatty?
It's very lean. There's very little fat in them. In fact, like these sticks that they made, they had to mix them up with pork because then it'd be a little bit less.
That's like a jerky stick.
Yeah, that's got jalapeno, cheddar.
Jalapeno, cheddar. Hey, I didn't even know how do you say that. Genoa.
The Genoa Locker in Genoa, Illinois. It's about maybe 15 minutes north of Bloomington.
Oh, that's south.
Yeah, but we hunt like Murfreesboro, which is almost to Carbondale.
So that's yeah. So that's not like a day trip.
No, well, no, we go down there on a Thursday and then come back on Sunday.
Yeah, that's a weekend trip. Yeah. I can see that happening in the weekend trip. So okay, so now let's revert away from this deer meat.
Good.
Coaching. So all your children are grown.
Yeah.
And you are coaching children like babies as they come
6
in.
And 7-year-old.
4.
Oh yeah.
4, 5, 6, and 7-year-olds.
Yeah. Technically it was supposed to be 5, 6, or 7, but Oliver got in early.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did that even happen? Like why? Why did you like my son is on the team, so that's why I'm coaching.
Here's what happened. So just a little bit of history.
So that makes me think you're already crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this man ain't got no kids on this team.
Well, I sit in a tree for 10 hours in the dark. I mean, so and on ice, on a bucket.
Is that your wife, Patricia? That's your Patricia.
That's my wife.
You go, girl, having to deal with this man.
But back in it was 92, something like that. My oldest son decided he wanted to play football, so it was the first year of flag in Elk Grove.
Okay.
And
92?
91 or 92, I can't remember which one. And so Ron Engelbreit, may he rest in peace, was the guy that founded it in Elk Grove, did a great job. And the first practice of the first year of flag, I showed up from a golf outing and I'd had a few. And so I almost got kicked out of the program
then
the first day of the first year of flag. But I promised I'd never do it again. I didn't.
Okay.
So anyway, I stuck with it. The next year, Ron decided to follow his son up to tackle. So he handed me the bag and said, here, you're running flag now. And I did that till, I don't remember what year, but then Tony Bianchini, who I don't know if you remember him, his son's a stud wrestler, Joey. But anyway, Tony Bianchini took it over, did a great job. And I don't remember how it passed on from there. But about 4 years ago, Jeff Smith,
Yeah, I know
who
him.
was on the board back in the '90s. In fact, he was
Everybody
on the
came
board when-
back.
yeah, Jeff was instrumental in getting CAF done.
Okay.
So because they had it where the pavilion is now, and then they were going to move it over here, and they weren't going to put bathrooms in. So Jeff and Scotty Carlson, a bunch of other guys. Oh, by the way, trustee Jeff Frankie, and I were coaching together that first year in flag too. But anyway, Jeff and I were walking around, and this is when I was on the Park District board, and Jeff said, something about we're hurting for
Try
numbers.
a piece of the venison stick. It's delicious.
Was that Trish?
Yeah. Should I?
She's right. It is good.
You open this thing. Do I need scissors?
Oh, I got a knife.
You have a knife in your pocket?
I'm a hunter. I'm a white guy. Of course I do. I got a multi-tool.
Oh, he has a multi-tool. I was like, what is this man doing? Yeah.
But anyway,
If y'all don't hear from me tomorrow.
I made the mistake of asking Jeff, what can I do to help you? He goes, run the flag program again. And here we are.
Running the flag program.
Yeah. It's worth it, though, because from last year, 5, 6, and 7-year-old kids running around the field.
That's not bad.
Pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
5, 6, and 7-year-old kids running around. It's literally like herding butterflies.
It's like a beef jerky, beef stick. Yeah. I don't really see.
And
there's a spice to it, though.
Yeah, it's got the jalapeno on it.
Because when I found out you were the head, and then I was like, wait, this man ain't got no kids on this damn team? Why? Oh.
Well, that's right now, Dan DeMaria, Jeff's kind of president emeritus, but he's still involved.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Janice.
Mm-hmm. B?
You. No, you got kids in the program.
I have kids in the program.
Yeah, I'm just saying that don't have kids in the program.
Right. Bernice,
right. Oh, Bernice is unbelievable. That is the hardest working woman person, period. Man or woman.
She's crazy.
Oh, unbelievable.
This is actually pretty good.
Yeah, see? And about I'm
eating Bambi right now. Sorry, Bambi.
Half a year ago, that thing was falling down a hill, making it hard for me to drag it out of the woods. Just saying.
Oh my God, why do you say that stuff? And I know this is so we were driving to Wichita, Kansas, and we passed all those cows. And I was like, kind of make you feel like you want a steak.
Yeah.
Mo was like, Mom. I was like, I'm just saying. I mean, that's what they're going for. I mean,
Yeah.
But I've seen once in Mexico, them kill a chicken in front of me. I could not eat it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I eventually, of course, got over it.
Yeah.
And in the Philippines, I seen them kill a pig and a goat. That was country shit.
And quite frankly, if you eat any kind of meat,
well,
this is going to be a promotion for vegan. But I could go full carnivore before I could go vegan.
I can never not eat meat.
No,
some type of meat.
That's how I am too. But at least there's some.
Sorry, Martha, my producer right now.
She's
vegetarian.
Hey, go for it.
Sorry.
Somebody's got to eat those things. I'm a secondhand vegan. I eat things that eat vegetables. So.
Hey, I can't argue with that. True, but no. Going back to the football, so I still have to sign up my son.
Yeah, get him in there. Need a quarterback.
So actually, Nas wanted to go to tackle. And then this man over here convinced my son, I'll make you quarterback if you come back to tackle. To come back to flag.
He deserves it, though. I mean, that kid, between him and Oliver last year, unbelievable on the defensive side. But he didn't really, Nas didn't really get a chance to shine on that. Like Oliver doesn't care. He wants to play. He just wants to pull flags.
Yeah, he just wants to pull flag.
Yeah, but
he expressed that to me already.
Oliver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said, I am not your coach right now.
Yeah, but he's got that too. I want Oliver back flying again too.
Mm-hmm.
But Nas was he never complained. I probably did to you, but he never complained on the field or in the practice or anything else. And he worked his butt off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's great. Love him.
Well, like even this year, he didn't want to do baseball anymore.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he's finishing baseball, but he said next year he's gonna try soccer. And then the coach, Moser,
Nick,
was like, "Hey, we're gonna I want him to try out for for travel baseball, And he was like, "Nas, it's more competitive. You're not gonna have like, kids making sand mountains and whatever." And so he convinced. So then we go home, and I was like, "Okay, Mom, I want to do travel." I'm like, "Damn, Nick." Because it's not only that he wants us, but that shit ain't cheap.
Oh, that's true.
It's okay. I might have gotten thank God to my customers. I might have gotten a corporate sponsorship.
Oh, nice.
Already. Because he's met my son. Yeah. And he was just like, I know he's gonna be a great athlete, so I can be a part of that, then I'm like, yeah, whatever you say. When he becomes an MLB star, I will remember you. Don't worry.
And even if he doesn't, he has fun out there. That's
he has fun. Thing. But Nas is a very big competitor. Yeah. It's always like, did we win? Like, we're not even taking score. I'm like, but we won. You know what? I think for me, I'm not good at the technicalities in regards to like 049 red or whatever the fuck you guys talk.
No, we just did.
I don't know that
our
stuff.
playbook was literally quarterback right.
So when my ex left, used to coach,
fake quarterback right, tailback
left.
That was it. We didn't do any numbers or any of that stuff.
So with my ex coach basketball, he was trying to do all of that, whatever. And I think that's even more because, kids are running around. So I'm like, give them a play that they'll understand. We did SpongeBob and Tom and Jerry. And, so the kids can remember. But I'm not good at that stuff because my brain just doesn't work that way. My focus last year was just to make sure that the kids don't even understood what they were doing on the field.
And if they didn't, then you made them do push-ups.
No, if they didn't listen.
It was, yeah.
If they didn't listen, I would make them either run or do a push-up. Yeah. But they started listening.
Yeah.
For the most part. Well, but they're also 5, 6, and 7. Yeah. It's like 7:00 at night, 7:30. Like, we're probably hungry. We're tired. We've been in school all day or whatever. And
I don't remember. Did we go from 6? It was 6 to 7:30, right?
I think so.
Because somebody said it was 6 to 8, and I said no, we can't keep those. We couldn't.
We used to. No, we used to. Yeah, when Mo was playing football. When Mo played football, we did 6 to 8 o'clock.
Well, that's when they get the tackle. They do 6 to 8. But the reason we stopped at 7:30 is
because the kids only have this much attention span.
They got the
and
attention
you know what?
span of
I only have this much patience at 6 o'clock in the fucking afternoon. I was like, I don't smoke weed, but a few of them motherfuckers made me want to be like, oh my God, if I had a joint right now, I just like 3 pulls and then I can deal with them. I think we should. I think we should smoke marijuana before we coach.
There's probably some kind of a rule about that, I'm thinking, but
I'm just saying it'll make it easier for us.
Yeah, it's
legal. It's less stressful. It is legal now. Yeah. A gummy. Maybe you don't want to smoke. You want to do a gummy? We're going to do gummies before we coach.
That's better for your health.
The gummies?
Yeah.
Versus smoking?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're not smoking. You're not inhaling anything.
I smoke, though.
Oh, well,
I'm a smoker.
Probably won't even make it.
My lungs are fucked up already. Don't worry. Yeah. That's why I say I donate my organs when I go for my ID. I go, they're probably not going to be able to use none of them. My heart's messed up. My lungs are screwed. My liver is really screwed up.
I got another white guy thing for you. I used to chew tobacco.
I think that's just a man thing. I don't know if that's a white guy thing because I've seen black dudes do that too.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'll take that.
I don't know if
my
that's
white guy board.
that's not only a
But
white guy thing.
I quit.
That's good.
Yeah, cold turkey-ish.
Cold turkey-ish.
When I'm doing those Zen things, just the nicotine, none of the rest of the stuff.
Oh, I quit. You know what? I had quit smoking for 8 years.
And then you went to a bar.
I went to fucking Fort Lauderdale, and I left the kids and my mom in the room, and I went to go party. And you know what? Like when I was done smoking, I went through steps, right? So I quit smoking, and I didn't buy anymore. But I said, okay, when I drink, and then I would just bum a cigarette from somebody. But then it got to a point where, like, even when I smoked, it tasted nasty. Yeah. So that's when I was just like, okay, then I'm done. Then when I went to Fort Lauderdale, right, and I went to go party, there's a strip down there where it's just bar after bar after bar. And it was ladies' night.
And you could smoke in the bars down there?
No, I think they were smoking outside.
Oh.
Possibly. I don't remember.
But you could take your drinks out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was just the street. And then I passed somebody smoking a cigarette. And it was just like, damn, that smelled good. And I knew I was in trouble at that point. And then I went and partied and didn't smoke until... So I was talking to some guy, and he's like, well, can I get you anything? I'm like, a fucking cigarette. And this little dude went and got me a cigarette, and I went out there and smoked, and it was a wrap from there.
Any romance involved in that one?
No.
He was probably shooting.
He was short.
Yeah.
He was shorter than me.
He was shooting for the stars.
He was shorter than me. That's why I said little guy.
Yeah.
I don't mind if you're a little taller than me, but if you're shorter than me, you got no chance. None. Because then I'm already so even now when I tell people like I've coached wrestling, so this past I attempted to coach wrestling.
How'd that go?
It was okay. I was with the little kids.
Yeah.
So Nas is a little bit more experienced, so he gets to wrestle with the bigger kids.
And he did well too, right?
He did good.
Yeah.
And Coach Matt has his focus on that little boy. But I was dealing with the really new up and coming, and like Maverick, like a few of the football players tried it. Yeah. Some of them liked it, but it was just helping them, just get the start. I can help you when you're starting. Yeah. When you start getting older, you ain't gonna get too much from me.
Well, Maverick, he's an interesting character. So Maverick's been in our flag program for 2 years now.
Okay.
And
my helper.
He the first year you could hardly get it. I don't think he really realized he was playing football.
No,
to be honest, but he had fun, and we tried to get him out there as much as we could. And he just another one of the butterflies. Last year he started showing progress at the end of the year, as all those kids did, and I was really impressed. So I was thinking wrestling would give him a little bit more of that structure and discipline.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens if he comes back.
No, I'm pretty sure he'll be back.
Yeah, because he's a great kid.
Yeah, a lot of them were like, is Nas doing flag? I'm like, he is. They're like, okay. Yeah, and I don't know if it's because I'm a woman and a mom, that a lot of those moms or parents were like, you can do whatever you want to my kid for him to listen to you. And I was like, but they would only tell me that. I'm like, would you tell that to a male coach? No,
but if they tell that to you, that's awesome.
Yeah, they liked me coaching their kid. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it was a good group last year too.
We had a good group.
Yeah,
I think the parents found it funny how I spoke to their children. I was like, look, as long as nobody comes up to me and says, yo, why are you speaking to my kid like that? Because there was a few times, we won't say who or what.
I don't think you got to the line though, because I heard things that were being said. I don't think you ever got to that line where somebody would go, wait a minute, that's overboard.
Because they weren't talking about me.
Oh, who are they talking about?
They weren't talking about me. Were they talking about me?
No, I'm saying I never observed you getting close to the line where it was out of
Oh,
bounds.
no. Like, I remember one parent said something to us in general about, like, his child not playing or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's legitimate. But they have to understand.
No, it's not legitimate.
Kids.
It's not legitimate because first off, your child don't want to listen first because there was that child. Second, his kid
You got
His
initials?
N. Well, I don't know what their last name was. His name started with an N.
No.
But anyways, during practice, his kid thought he was a football
Oh,
player.
I know who you're talking about.
And you're not.
Yeah.
So I was just like, in order for you to understand what you're doing, you have to practice.
Right.
So that when you get to the game, you know what to do.
And I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about. And the last.
So his daddy said something to Pat.
Yeah.
And Pat's so nice that he was just like, man, I said, I wish that motherfucker would tell me some shit. And he never told me anything.
No, but that kid at the end of the year, at the end of the year, he caught a couple passes, and he did some good things because he said something.
I made him run.
Yeah, he said something to me like, I want to do this. And I said, well, no, I need you to do this. And he says, I don't want to. I said, okay, go back over there.
Yeah.
That was it. I wasn't mad at him. I just said, if you're not going to do what
that's what I'm like. You either, I go, you can, this was their option. You can either listen to me, you can run, or you can sit by your parent. Yeah. I ain't got time to argue with you.
Yeah. Not with 22 kids. Because that was the thing I was getting at, was we had 22.
So that's what I'm saying.
22
so like,
kids and 9
so do you understand Mo's coach, Jim, Mr. Cavaliers?
Yep.
He had like 6 coaches at one time.
Yeah.
I was
with what, 15 kids?
Right. He had like 6 coaches.
Yeah.
I think we might have had 20 at one time.
And that's 16 kids that listened.
They did.
We had 22 kids that were
half listened.
Yeah,
half their.
But they're great kids.
But you know what? Once they understood what they were doing, so it's funny because you talk to these kids, they're 5, 6, and 7-year-olds. And you talk to these kids and they're like offense, defense, and they're just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, what am
so
I
I'm
at?
like, so after the first game, I'm like, these kids don't even know what the fuck they're doing out here.
No.
So then when we went back to practice, that's when I started like, so like when we would get on the field after practice, and then we went to the next game. And then they're like, I'm like, I would tell each kid, we're pulling flags right now. We're on defense. Pull the flags. You see the ball or the baby? I call it the baby. You see the baby? Pull the flag. And then they're like, oh, okay, I got it. So then they understood it. And then after that, when I wasn't really on offense, but like when they were about to go out there, I'm like, you protect the baby. Don't let them come back there.
Right.
So like once they comprehended that, I feel like our season went so much better.
Jess is the reason.
No.
We succeeded at the end. No, I mean the kids are, but because they were learning as we went. Because we lost our first 2, tied 1, and then we won 5 in a row.
Yeah.
And I don't keep track of the wins and losses that much, but
they did.
When it became clear to me that they were on a roll up through the last game, I'm like, holy cow, these kids really.
And then you read what they're doing, and then I'm like, so I would pick one kid and be like, go. As soon as that kid says hi, you go after the quarterback. Yeah. He's like, but you go pull his flag. That's it. That's your job. Okay.
If he doesn't have the ball, pull it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Or so I'm not a cheater, but I am. But I'm not. But I am. But I'm not. So I was telling them, like, if you go for both flags and your body just so happens to hit their body, it's not like you're tackling them. You just make sure you don't wrap them up.
Right.
You're pulling their flags, and that's it.
That's a key concept, and it gets them ready for tackle football because that's
right.
the position you got to be in tackle.
Anyway,
yeah.
So that was my goal in regards to, because these kids would like run because that's one thing I always yelled at these damn children is like, when you go to pull a flag, why are you falling down? Why? You have absolutely every single child, mine included, every time they went to go pull a flag, they would fall on the floor. I'm like, is your butt heavy? Like, what happened? Is your head too heavy? Why are you on the floor? They're like, because I was pulling the flag. Like, what constitutes you still fall? I'm like, so at one practice, I'm like, for anybody that falls on the floor, you're going to go run. Pull a flag without falling on the floor. Because that shit irritated me.
Yep.
And then they're like, but I'm like, if you fall on the floor while you're pulling the flag, you're going to go run a lap. Yeah. Guess what? They didn't fall.
Right. Yeah.
Because they thought I was joking.
Ish.
Yeah. It wasn't like, what do you call that? Abuse.
Right.
It wasn't abusive, but it made them better.
It was instructive.
Yeah. But see, that's where I'm good at. That's where you can have me at. But like to run plays and no, I don't do all of that shit.
Well, you should run the defense this year. Just tell them go. Right, every once in a while, get them to do a little crossing, and they're fine.
Man.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this season pans out because we've got.
Well, because we're starting a whole new league.
Yeah, we're in the TCOFL now, so there's no flag program per se, but we got a commitment that I think it's Schaumburg, Arlington, Prospect. I can't remember what else. So we're going to get a full slate of games, and I'm going to try and sneak into that Lilac Bowl.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure if the Downers Grove, the end of this year one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that one, but because that might be BGYFL only.
So then why can't we do our own?
Yeah, we could do our own.
So why don't we do our own?
Kids in flag, we can have, play against each other.
Yeah, that's not good.
Kids to have two teams.
To make two teams.
We were close last year, 22. If we would have got to 26, I would have broke them up.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, because but it was good in regards to like these kids were able to play offense, these kids were able to play defense.
Yeah, but I'd like, the goal obviously would be to get everybody playing as much as they can in different places and whatever they want to do. Because again,
no, but I'm just saying in general, like we can create our own bowl or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we can get enough volunteers.
Yeah, we could get some people out
make
there.
a little money.
Yeah.
Not like our money, but the concessions will make money. Bernice, sorry. Sorry, bitch.
Yeah, I think she's been trying to retire from this for years now, and it just won't happen because she's too good.
She's too good.
Yeah.
It's not like me. I already got kicked off the baseball board.
Did you?
I'm horrible. So Bernice was the baseball commissioner.
She was?
Yeah, at one point. She just left that go, so now Andy's doing it. But I was just like, oh, you guys need people? I'll help you if I can, like a meeting once a month. Okay, cool. Then they had me as secretary. I don't take notes in real life. What makes you think I'm sitting here listening to people talk, and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to write this shit down.
No, you should have brought the cameras and made it like a podcast.
I should have. But I also know that Bernice was making notes too. So like, why are we both taking notes when you're going to do them already? So I might as well just use yours. Yeah. Just put my name on it.
So they kicked you out.
So she was just like, so she says she didn't kick me out. She said we came to a mutual understanding that I should not be the secretary I'm like, I'm good with money. I should be treasurer.
Yeah.
That I'm good with.
Yeah.
But secretary,
I would not be a good secretary either.
I'm a horrible secretary.
Mostly because I can't even read my own handwriting half the time. So
I don't write nothing down. Hence, I was supposed to have notes today, and I don't.
Yeah. So we're just kind of winging it.
Anyway, so. It's life.
Yeah. Like
I like that we both wore our Elk Grove
Eagles
shirt. Yeah. Registration's still open if you guys are.
Yeah, you got a 5, 6, or 7-year-old that wants to play football. They're going to have a
and if he's a big 4-year-old,
and all that stuff she was saying about abusing him,
it's not abuse. It's discipline.
Awesome. Yeah, Jess is just the best.
No, but you know what it is that I've learned a lot from watching my oldest son play. Yeah. And then I know a lot of the stuff that irritated me watching him. Not saying anything about Jim. Okay, go back. So when Jim first started coaching Mo, he irritated the hell out of me because he was so damn sensitive. And I'm like, why are Jim was sensitive. Not sensitive, emotional. He was an emotional coach. Like he'd throw papers and all that. I'm like, you need to chill out, man. No, I don't like that shit.
And actually, no, you don't need to chill out. That's probably what you evolved to, right?
No, I want him to chill out because if he's throwing a tantrum, because that's what it looked like, then the kids want to throw a tantrum. Like, because my rule of thumb is like, well, the referee was cheating or the referee didn't call this or this. I'm like, well, then how about you play the game where it's not on the referee to make those calls?
Yeah.
Because if you score enough points, it ain't on the referee.
Right.
So that was at the beginning. And then he started getting help with some of the other fathers and whatever. And then he became less emotional. I think he got kicked out of a game.
That'll do it.
He got kicked out of a game, and then he kind of checked that part of it, and then so I thought he's a great person.
Oh, yeah.
But in regards to coaching, I'm like, oh my God, I do not like that. So watching my son go through the whole process of all of the other coaches, and just like I'm a person that I like to observe and watch and just take in the information and like what I like, and I know I like that. What I don't like, I'm like, I don't want to do that, because then I see how it reflects on the kids.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to be, so that's why I'm just like, I'm not mean.
No.
But I'm just not.
You just don't take any bullshit.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like it. If I'm not going to take it from an adult, I'm sure as hell not going to take it from a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
That's like, there was a few times I'm like, go sit by your mom then. Go sit by your dad. Like, you don't want to listen to me? That's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. You're a child. So go by your parent.
Right.
That's you then explain to them why you're sitting next to them.
Yeah.
Go do that.
Well, I think that's something that sports does give you, especially with these little kids, that a lot of it's unstructured, but football is very structured. And you got in flag, you got 9 kids on the field, and they all got to be doing their job, or it doesn't matter how good that running back is or that quarterback is. You don't have the guys blocking. Ain't
nothing going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So you know how many times they were like, oh, we got to do this again? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, unless everybody here does it perfectly, then I'll do something else. But until I go, do you know how big footwork is? Like you guys are stumbling over your own feet. I was just like, so do that. Well, I try to make it a little fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. But.
Well, we had to, like the one game where had them line up face to face.
Mm-hmm.
And there'd be like 10 of them, 5 on each side. And then if I said one animal,
right,
then this group had to run. And if I said the other, and then the guys that weren't running away had to run and get their flag. And that's because of that game where they wouldn't pull flags. It was nuts. They would get their hand right on the flag and then they just miss it.
Yeah.
So you find different ways.
You got to find different ways to keep them engaged. Yeah. That's the key parts.
Yeah. In trying to get a 5-year-old, especially, attention for an hour and a half. Come on.
Yeah. So then that's why you got to make it fun. We got to do different things. Tried. I was on YouTube. I was like, well, I don't like that, but I like that. I don't took like 3 different courses and put it in one. Because there was like, I'm like, they're too young for that or whatever. Yeah. YouTube was my friend.
Well, that USA football had all those drills too, and I'm like, I can't get them to do half this stuff.
No, I didn't even look at that.
Yeah, it's.
Do I have to redo my certification again this year?
Hopefully, it's not a 1.5 hour. The harassment one was the one that got me. It was like an hour and a half. And I have to take, so at work, I have to take harassment training once a year. And I just got a new job. So I had to take it as part of my onboarding. And then I have to take it again with the rest of the firm in a month, 2 months.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I'm going to be well-versed in harassment. Or not harassment.
Or non-harassment. Yeah. Oh, my God. So, you guys, I tried venison. These deer sticks.
But not the back strips. And I tell you
what is now, back strips?
Straps.
Straps?
It's it's a tenderloin.
Okay. On a deer.
Spectacular. So one of these days, we're doing them. Maybe not on...
Not on the show. I'll go live.
Yeah. Or someplace with an oven. I was thinking the hairdryer. We could... No.
On the blow with the hair dryer?
Yeah.
I have the big ones. I have the old school ones. Don't worry.
Yeah, those will work.
No.
Hair dryer.
This man brought his whole ninja in this place.
And then we didn't use it, but that's okay. I needed to work out.
The technicalities, though, was a little... He was like, are we going to go? We're on my phone Wi-Fi, which I'm glad it's working because it didn't work before. Look at the things. Are they supposed to be blinking?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not tech savvy at all.
You got the lights on, and
that's all I need. This is my setup. This is how I know what works.
Yeah.
anything past this, I have to call my nephew because I'm like, yo, I don't know what I'm doing. This is it. This is as far as my technology goes. Like, no, like I have a friend who likes all those gadgets, and I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, I horrible. I can't fly no drone. I can't do none of that shit.
Ah,
Nothing.
I've never flown a drone.
Yeah, I don't. I think I got it stuck in the tree. They're like, stay away from the tree. Straight to the tree.
I don't want
Straight
to. I
to
don't
the
want to
tree.
circle all the way back to deer hunting, but there was a drone out in the woods last year.
Well, I mean, I think you can get a visual of like,
It's not.
but
It's
wouldn't that make
technically not
noise?
legal. Yeah, it made noise. It scared the hell out of me. I didn't know what it was. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, you lost me at first. You got to be quiet. That would be horrible. I'd probably scare all of the animals away.
Well, you don't have to, but then you're basically just sitting in a tree
Yeah,
because there's no deer coming by if you're making noise.
I probably breathe heavy and shit. I'd be like, yo, you want me to climb up a tree first? I'd have been like, I'm laying low, guys.
Well, the climbing up
And then
down
first
is the
off, you don't
hard
want to
part.
put a gun in my hand.
Yeah, it's true. Especially if you saw a yellow leaf and decided to shoot it. I
Yeah,
mean,
that
that's
would be
not
like,
good.
ah! Yeah, I'm a chicken. That's why I don't do horror movies. I know. And then I'll probably have to pee because then I'm gonna get nervous. I have to when I get nervous, I gotta pee. That's why I don't watch scary. I don't even watch thrillers. Like I'll be like, oh my god, damn, I gotta pee. And then now we gotta pause the movie because I gotta go to the bathroom.
You gotta get the stadium pill.
The who?
Stadium pill. All right.
What's a
Story
stadium
about this.
pal? Pal?
It's a thing that attaches. It's a bag that attaches your leg, and then it's got a tube that runs up and attaches
Like a
by
funnel?
Yeah.
To your privates?
So yeah. So we're went to Lambeau
So they
Field.
have that, but in a backpack form. So the hose, like you
That's
put
if
a
you really gotta
funnel,
go.
depending on how much you got to pee.
Yeah.
So you put a funnel down in your privates, right? And
Yeah.
then the hose goes up into the backpack, and it's like you have a backpack of piss.
Well, this guy had it on his leg.
People go to raves with that shit.
Yeah, that makes sense. This guy was at a Packers Bears game, and you're drinking a lot of beer when you're there, and the lines to the bathrooms are really long. And this guy never got up. And I asked him, I go, "How are you doing this?" Because he was drinking those yards of beer. They're like,
Oh my
it's
god!
a big green thing with a ball on the bottom of it. He was getting beers like that, and he never had to
And
go
he
to the
never
bathroom.
went to the bathroom.
Yeah, the stadium pill. Every once in a while, you just undo the thing and let it run out.
Ew!
was
Well,
not-
it's Green Bay, so
It
that's
was not
okay.
hygienic. Yeah.
That's like having a catheter, right?
Ish. Yeah. You
Well,
don't put
I mean,
anything
not
in
the
there.
catheter, but I mean the bag to the
I just
catheter.
clenched up really bad.
That's okay because my last episode we were talking about booty holes. So my whole time I was
Well, that's what clenched up when you said catheter. It just freaks me out.
oh, that is a conversation we are not going to get into, Mr. Ralph.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Next time.
Next time, yeah. So I go from talking literally we talked about buttholes for like 20 minutes. So it's went from booty holes to deer hunting. See,
covering
you
the
just don't
spectrum.
know what you're gonna talk about
Yeah.
on Sippin and Trippin. You never know. See,
It's random. Where'd the name
it's still random. Sippin and Trippin. Actually, so I had a co-host before when we first started named CJ, still a dear friend of mine. We tried to start the show and whatever, and I'm like, we're coming up with different names, and when we would hang out, he was just like, I was like, man, we need a name, we need a name, we need a name. He's like, man, we should just do what we do. We sipping and tripping. I'm like, tripping in regards to like we're sipping, of course, alcohol, and tripping in regards to like talking shit. Because that's an
Yeah.
era that I grew up in. Like we would just sit on somebody's porch, which we did during COVID. We sat on his porch and we literally just sit there and talk shit about each other, about people walking down the street, just in general. So that's how that name came out, Sippin and Trippin.
Next. We're in the city.
Where he lived, where he lives,
Where you were.
where I'm
originally.
from, all over. But I originally came from like Northwest, so like west of Humboldt Park, North Avenue, and Pulaski, in that area. But I went to school on the west side by Western and the 290.
Oh, really?
And then I got family on the south side by like, 59th and Kedzie.
Yeah.
And then I had family on the north side, but like Belmont and Cali. So
all over.
When I tell people, like, I'm from Chicago,
Yeah.
all over. I got west side, I got northwest side, a north side, south side. I've been all over the joint.
And then I've been in Elk Grove, and then I came from Plymouth, Michigan, which is the Elk Grove Elk Grove is to Chicago, Plymouth was to Detroit.
Yeah.
So I have literally been
there and here. That's it.
Yeah.
Then we moved to Bensonville. And I was like, damn, Mom, you got me out here moving into the suburbs with all these damn white people. Then we went around the corner and there was a store called Jimenez, which is a Spanish store. I'm like, oh, shit. We're around a whole bunch of Mexicans. If they got this Mexican store here, we're a whole bunch of Mexicans. And then they bought our house for the O'Hare expansion.
All right.
And then I moved to Addison. At that time, I was in Addison. And then we ended up buying the house together, and that's how we ended up in Elk Grove. 18 years we've been here.
Wow.
Yeah, because Mo's about to be 18. So we celebrated his first birthday here.
He's going to be a coach.
Mo? I think so. He's good with kids.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully an electrician first and then a coach, you know, whatever.
He did a great job of getting the kids coming, you know, Mo and Dylan and all those guys.
You know what? Yeah, so he was just like, look, if you don't come, my mom's going to yell at you. I'm like, I am not. They portray me like I'm a mean person. I'm not. But you know what? A lot of those kids came from the program. I want to say 90% of those kids that came from the program. The other kids just, you know, they're friends with Mo. So, and I thought it would be a cool idea versus so we're talking about at the end of last year, we had, it was supposed to be parents going against their children.
Oops.
Right. And then I was just like, most of the parents are moms, the majority. There's a few fathers, you know, that are out there, or both. I was just like, but the majority are moms. Moms picking up the kids, dropping them off, whatever. Right? Soccer mom band, traditional. So I was just like, you know what? I think it would be fun. And I thought the kids would have more fun if they actually went against high school football players. So I recruited Mo, my son, to ask some of his friends, which he did. And I think maybe 10 of them showed up or something like that.
Oh, I think it was more than that. I think it
maybe
was
more.
Like 15 of them.
So a bunch of the football players came and played with the kids and picked them up and was running down the field with them. I think they had a great time. I wish we would have got a picture. I don't know.
Somebody had to have. I'm thinking Mallory probably got some pictures, but
I don't know. But anyways, it was a good time, and the parents ran a little bit. But after like one or two, we're done.
I think most of them were relieved. Like, oh, good, I don't have to do this anymore.
They were still standing on the field, but it was like, oh, I ain't trying to run. Yeah. Shit, I'm a coach, and I'm not trying to run. I'm like,
Yeah, my running days are over.
No, I tell the kids, go pick those up. Go do that. Go do that.
Well, you know, fortunately, we got all right. So this one guy, DJ Little, he's coming on to coach with us. Dude's in shape.
What's his name?
DJ Little. Darren. I think it's Darren.
Oh, it's DJ.
Yeah, DJ. Yeah, not like he's not a DJ.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, this man then gave us a stage name.
Darren. Yeah, but he's in good shape and he's real fired up to coach. He's actually got game plans and practice.
So he's your offensive person.
I don't know yet. We haven't talked. He's just texting me about it, but I'm real excited for him. And then Joe.
Is this his first year of his kid coming on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's
see how that goes.
Well, I'm just glad to have somebody I can say, show him how to do a stance.
Right.
Because I can't do it.
Yeah.
My getting in the stance days are kind of over too.
No. And then Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Rabenak.
Yeah. He said he was going to do it when he can, and I said that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I know that was one of his main concerns, and I go, look, I show up when I can. You know what I mean? I go, you can show up, you don't. You know, that's why we're not a head coach. We leave that head coach to the head coach.
Well, then I'm gonna back off a little bit. Like I took the offense last year. I'm just gonna back off a little bit and let everybody else run this. I'll do the administrative.
The administrative part?
Yeah, I'll be the secretary. But I'm gonna have to take notes.
I'll do defense. I can do defense.
Yeah, you do defense.
We'll let Muscle Man do offense.
Yeah, you and Paul do defense and have DJ and
you do offense.
And Joe.
Who's Joe?
The other guy that's coming on. I forget his last name. I haven't looked at the registration sheets yet.
Oh,
I know
my
the
God.
kids. That's
So is
the one
Pat
thing.
moving up then? His kid got to move up?
Pat's going up. Colin is going to be in tackle this year.
Okay.
And that kid was amazing, too.
Yeah, he is a good guy.
Yeah.
I had to yell at his ass a few times.
Not very much with him, though.
Oh, I yelled at him.
Did you?
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I yelled at a few of them that I'm surprised. I was waiting for at least one parent to come and say some shit to me.
Yeah.
Like, who are you yelling at my kid? Because you know what? Even I yell at my own kid. I think my kid is fucking awesome. But if I can yell and correct my own kid, I'm gonna there's no superstars on this team. No. Everybody gotta work.
We had some
because there was a few kids that know. This is the thing. We have a few kids that know they're good.
Yeah.
Like you're good. You understand the sport, whatever. But then they wanted to carry. Not that he was arrogant. He wasn't arrogant. But it's almost kind of like he's just gonna half-ass certain things. Yeah. And it was like, no. I already know how to do it, so I don't have to. No, you're gonna do it, sir. Yeah. Oh, I said child. I don't think they like that so much, but whatever. But okay, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in to our coaching. We didn't talk about Father's Day. Oh, yeah. We're talking about hunting and ice fishing and.
No, you did. You asked me if I had kids.
Yeah, that's as far as Father's Day went.
I didn't even get to do any dad jokes or anything.
Thank you, Jesus. I know.
I don't want to hear them.
The dad jokes? You give me one. We'll close out with a dad joke.
I don't even know if this is a dad joke, but I just had this idea. When I die, I want to get cremated. But before I go, I'm going to eat a whole bag of unpopped popcorn because that ought to make the cremation really interesting.
Before you die. Yeah. That's what you want to.
Yeah, because then when I cremate.
Yeah. How about we just put them in your pocket? How about
you don't get cremated with your pants on? Do you?
No, I don't know. Why not?
I don't know.
Just hang a bag around your neck. Look, you got this.
I'm not really gonna do it.
Put a whole bunch of popcorn in your whatever thing.
I want it
coming out of everywhere.
So that's not even a dad joke, but it's the thought
it's
I had
visual.
on Father's Day.
It's a visual. Oh my God. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Catch me on the next episode. I think it's gonna be July 5th. So it'll be the day after, July 5th, the day after July 4th festivities.
The 5th comes after the 4th?
Yeah, sometimes. When you look at it backwards, is usually what I've been doing in my life. I do shit asshole backwards. Not asshole backwards, but you know what I mean, guys. But thank y'all for tuning in again. Share, leave me your comments once you watch the show. Thank you, Ralph, for joining me. Hopefully I'll be invited soon for this deer meat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to let y'all know what it tastes like. I might go live so they can see what you're doing. We got a few pit masters out here in Elk Grove. We're going to see what they're doing, especially if it's free food.
Yeah. Well, Matt Berkowitz, that's the guy.
Yeah. Matt's more of a whiskey guy. When I think of Matt, I think of whiskey.
He's a pit master.
He's a pit master? Yeah, we might have to check on that. But again, thank y'all for tuning in. I will catch you guys on July 5th. We're out of here.